Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the farm. Hope you are doing well. It's a gorgeous day. It's going to be a little warm today. The sun is out, unlike yesterday, where it was nice and cloudy, but rain comes tomorrow. I'm super excited. I don't know how much we're actually going to get, but we're going to get some. So we are going to start by transplanting the Rudbeckia I talked to you about yesterday in our pollinator bed. So I have two of each variety except for this one, which is Rudbeckia triloba. I've got three of these. They're going to go in the back of the border because they get the biggest. Then we also have Prairie Sun and Sahara. I might be getting those two confused, but it doesn't matter. So I want to get these guys in first. I need to go grab some starter fertilizer out of the shed. We'll get these guys planted, and then we'll move on to starting to clean up our next couple beds as we head down the farm. Okay, before we actually go do some more cleanup, I need to direct sow some Bupleurum. This is a great seed to fall sow in many zones. I don't have the exact information on me. I'll look it up and put it on here, but I think you can, if you're in zone 6 and above, I think, I will put a note here if it's not true, you can fall sow Bupleurum. It really does not like to be transplanted, so direct seeding is the recommendation. I will be honest, I have never had luck with direct seeding. Quite a number of things, but Bupleurum is one of them. And so I'm going to try it again. The seed is cheap. I'm going to try it again. These seeds do want darkness to germinate. So I'm going to dig a little trench right here next to the drip irrigation, because this way they will stay moist. And I will come through and thin them later. I have learned from Lisa Ziegler at the Gardener's Workshop that when you're direct sowing, it's best to sow thick. You can always come back and thin later. And we will see if I can get a stand. I'm not going to sow on this one. This doesn't have water still in it. I need to check and make sure. I mean, it looks like it came out, but yeah, I will wait. Just do these two tracks. I only probably have that much seed anyway. So I will sow thickly. We will cover them with soil, about a 1/4 inch of soil. And then I will make sure that I keep up with the weeding through here, because they really don't do well if they get choked out by weeds. Okay, so that was nice and thick. I'll do the same with this one. I don't need a huge stand of these either. So if they come up and they survive, I will be thrilled. Like I said, the seed is cheap. Now, one thing to note about Bupleurum, like some other seeds, it needs a period of cold stratification. So I actually left these seeds in the refrigerator for 2 weeks before I came out here and sowed them. If you live in a colder zone, you probably can just rely on your weather to cold stratify, but okay, here we go. Those are done. One more job, checked off the list. Okay, I'm wiped out. That was actually a lot of work. I didn't film all of it either. So what did we do? We planted the Rudbeckia. I didn't do this on camera, but I did add compost to that daffodil bed, at least the half that doesn't have seedlings coming up in it. We flipped the previous zinnia bed. That one's all ready for whatever comes its way. I dealt with all the weeds in the dahlia bed, hardly found any tubers. I think, because the soil was very wet. So I think a lot of them just rotted out. So I think what I need to do is find a new location for them next year. And what I was thinking about last night is building another 8x4 bed, or I don't know, maybe longer. We have so much space up here that I can put more raised beds in. I have to level the ground first, but I think I'm going to build a raised bed for the dahlias for the future. I can more easily control the water that way. The soil down on this end of the farm has more clay, and it is, so it holds more water. Also, this is lower, and so the water tends to sit. And not as much irrigation is running here, so the water that comes out of the irrigation is stronger. Basically, there's more of it. This is a separate zone than the one up there. So I think over the winter, Dylan and I will work on that. We'll build another bed and transfer the tubers that do still exist, there's not many of them, into that bed, and then I will just purchase new tubers for next year. So not a big deal. Cleaned out the sweet pea bed, did find a bunch of broken irrigation. So I'm gonna have to come out tomorrow. I don't have all the parts with me today. Well, tomorrow it's gonna be raining. Next time I come out, hopefully on Sunday, I can fix that. It's not going to be the end of the world. It will dribble out. But I also found some spots along here where the irrigation has gotten eaten and needs to be plugged. And so I'll take care of that too. So it was good to get down here, and I pulled as many weeds as possible through this mum's bed as I could. My hands are kind of shredded. Even with gloves, those prickly things. And some of them I couldn't get up at all. I'm gonna have to dig them up. That means their taproot is just too deep. But it was good to get in here and do that. I am gonna need to come harvest on Monday or Sunday. I don't know that all of these will still be available, will still be blooming come November before my workshop, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and cut all these. I will everything that's ready, at least. I will make bouquets, give some to our friends, the landowners, keep some for ourselves, but also I think I'm just going to set up a bunch of bouquets, roadside stand at my house. I'm not permitted to have a roadside stand all the time there, but it's kind of like if you have like a garage sale occasionally, they're okay with that. So this will act kind of like that. I will just put them out, and hopefully people will buy. I could do it here. There's not as many safe places for people to pull over here, which is why I haven't had a roadside stand here. And I feel like I need to be present for that. You know, I've been robbed here once. I don't think I could do a honor system roadside stand. I just don't see that being likely. So, but on my driveway, that's a different story. Okay, so that will be my next job. It's not going to be today. I'm pretty wiped out, but they're looking gorgeous, and I just want to be able to enjoy them, not in the field, but at home, and also have other people enjoy them as well. So, made a lot of progress today. There's not much left to do. I mean, we've got tulips coming, which will go in the crates. We have a bunch of plugs coming the first week of December. Those will go in the ground when they arrive, and you know, I have to take care of these two beds mostly by harvesting, and then at some point when they're done, giving them both a topping of compost. The soil has definitely settled in these cages, and that's fine. Just gives me more to build up. But these are perennials for me, so it'll be really nice. Give them a nice clean topping of compost, and then come the spring, they will start sprouting again. Yeah, so I mean, I've got some like random trays and buckets and things in the back that I need to pick up. But otherwise, we're almost done out here for getting things ready for spring. There are going to be a couple of projects over the winter. Like I said, we're going to build another bed or two. And we are going to, with all the supplies that we have, I want Dylan to help me build. We're going to have to level some ground. That's going to be a challenge because then we need to build a retaining wall. This is the hard part about being on a slope. But I would like him to help me build a small high tunnel / greenhouse. And when I say small, I mean small, probably because we don't have that much space for it. Maybe 10 feet wide by, I don't know, 10 feet long or 12 feet long. Like, it's not going to be huge. But it would be really nice to have that space out here where I could put some tables in there. We've got plenty of greenhouse plastic. I can set up the roll-up sides and stuff so we can keep it cool when it's hot. But really nice place to be able to stage seedlings so that I don't, so when I need space in the greenhouse, which always happens, especially in the spring, it gets so packed with stuff that I have a hard time finding space to put things. I can keep farm seedlings out here on tables in there, and they won't get bothered, and I can keep them watered and all that kind of stuff. So that is another project for over the winter that Dylan's gonna help me with. Yeah, so everything's looking great. This whole space over here, which is under silage tarp, I've been dreaming about. It's a huge space and on a pretty big slope. I think what I'm gonna do next year in this space is try to grow a whole bunch of pumpkins. We do have mice out here, and there is the occasional rat, but it is nothing like what we have at home. And I'm thinking, with all this space, I don't really need more space for flowers, but you know, pumpkins take up a large amount of space and they grow great, except they end up getting eaten before I can get them at home. So I'm gonna try it out here. You know, pumpkin seed is cheap. If I can have 10 or 15 hills of them out here, I might even grow corn out here. You know, I think I might have better luck, because there is actually less pest pressure in this crazy wildland area than there is at home. Granted, I'm not growing edible foods. Like, we'll see. Once I bring in vegetables, it might be a different story. But yeah, so that's the plan. This dahlia bed, I think, because it has just been 2 years now of no real dahlia production, I just think it's not a good spot for them. And it could be too much water, it could be too much clay. So we'll put them in a raised bed. And then this long, long bed, it is, I think, 20 feet long. That I can grow vegetables in if I want to. I could put tomatoes out here. You know, I could put a trellis up there and grow another row of sweet peas in different colors. So there's lots of options for a bed that already exists that has gopher cage on it and everything. So I'm not sad that the dahlias didn't, I mean, you know, it's a bummer, but whatever. You get over those kinds of things. When you're growing a lot of stuff, you have failures. So I'm just thinking about, I'm dreaming about ways to utilize this bed that will be more effective. Yeah, so that's about it. We're gonna be done for the day. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, fingers crossed. It's gone from like 20% chance, 60% chance to 40% chance. Now we're at 50%. I just want some rain. You know, we got a little bit, like last week before last, but we're getting into our rainy season. I'm really hoping it will be a good one. It's a crapshoot this year. So yeah, I feel good about this. It feels really good to feel like things are almost buttoned up and looking pretty good. I mean, I've got weeds in places, but like, whatever. I was watching a beautiful channel yesterday. I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it here on the screen for you. But it follows a homesteader in Vermont. She is 70-something years old, and she grows food, grows vegetables for the local community. She does, her name is Suzanne Lupine, I think, or Lupin. Anyway, Harkin Farm is the name of her farm. And I was watching her yesterday. She has no equipment. She has an old-fashioned plow that she has 2 draft horses that pull it for her. This is how she does everything. It's amazing to watch. It's a very beautiful feeling, you know, video videos to watch. And she's also a poet and an artist, and she's just wonderful. Anyway, I was looking around her farm and yeah, there's weeds everywhere because that's a farm. So I keep telling myself it's okay. I don't have to have pristine pathways everywhere. That's just how it is, right? I do like things to look tidy, but plants want to grow, and weeds are just plants. So they're just plants that are in a place that we don't want them to be. All right, thanks so much for hanging out, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful time in your garden. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.